Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Tuesday. It is Mardi Gras Tuesday. That's right. And here on the Aloha Perspective, it is Tuesday Thoughts. Yesterday I talked about doing 7 rules of life for today, but I've decided to change it up a little bit. Since it is Mardi Gras, I've decided I'm going to do a card pull just for fun, kicks. And then I'm going to shoot some Mardi Gras facts at you. And tomorrow for Self-Care Wednesday, we will get to the 7 rules of life. All right. So it is ready for tomorrow. The 7 rules of life, which should be interesting and should be fun. But like I said, it's Mardi Gras today. So I thought I would just, make it light, keep it light, do all the fun things for all the Catholics in the world, and I'm not sure who else celebrates Lent. Sorry, I should be more up and on other religions, but I'm not. I'm terrible at that. But as a lapsed Catholic, you know what? I shuffled these and was ready to pull them from the top, but something just made me pick them up and start shuffling again. So what I'm going to do is I shuffled, I'm just going to split it in half, and then we'll just pull from the top, all right? But, like I said, tomorrow we will be back to the mental health stuff. We'll be back to just our regular programming, right? Tomorrow is Self-Care Wednesday, and again, for Self-Care Wednesday, I'm going to be doing the 7 rules of life. So, good morning, Eileen. Good morning, older sibling. Let's get rolling. So I have some fun facts for Mardi Gras today, and I'm super duper excited because I was writing a lot of these down yesterday. I mean, look at that. And most of them I knew, but some of them I did not. So that's pretty cool. One of them I actually knew because I have a friend who told me so, and I will tell you which fun fact that friend belongs to. So let's see. Let's just get rolling. Okay, let's just get rolling. It is, the dragonfly. Create your reality. That is a beautiful dragonfly. Kind of digging it, right? It's so pretty. It's all the colors. So, create your reality. Just for kicks, I think I'm going to read from the book on these. So, that's number 33. But create your reality also means, if you're struggling or your head is not in the right place, as hard as it can be, you have to bring it back to a place of positivity, or you are going to dig yourself a hole so deep you are not going to be sure how to get out of it, right? And you don't want that. You don't want that. So also, that's right, it's the first of the month, so rabbit. I know, some say 2, some say 3. It's supposed to be good luck, right? And it's March, so happy March. Happy Tuesday, happy March. All the things. So anyways, create your reality, the dragonfly. The dragonfly is about perception, illusion, and transformation in mental energy. You have pulled this card because you've grown stronger in your manifestation skills, and it is necessary to pay attention to where you choose to focus your thoughts and energy. Think about what you want, not about what you don't want. Has a recent situation not been to your liking and led you to focus on what is lacking, as opposed to what is abundant? I admit it. There are often triggers that can tempt us to dwell on what we don't want. But when the dragonfly shows up, it's letting us know that we've grown beyond the thoughts that control us. It is now time to mindfully choose what you will focus on as you move forward in your life. Now, for anyone that might be new, when I pull cards and whatnot, I usually give you my thoughts on them, which is kind of my instinct and my intuition and what, when I tap in, what they're telling me to tell you. But I also like to read the book in case that resonates with people more. So, because you never know. Messages are messages and they come from different places. So again, if this is not your thing, it's okay. Don't worry about where the message is coming from. Just focus on the message itself. And also, I forgot. Since it is Mardi Gras, I am using the New Orleans deck. So, this was actually, for those that are new, created in the wake, really, of Hurricane Katrina. So, and it was also, it was also inspired by the colorful culture and energy of New Orleans. It was created to help you gain a sense of direction in your life. Just as the city of New Orleans inspires people to discover, accept, and fully express themselves, this deck empowers us to tap into unconditional love and to connect with the highest parts of ourselves. When we awaken our intuition and trust the divine light within, we start discovering new avenues of guidance, clarity, and manifestation. So there you go. In fact, this was the 33rd card in the deck, which is also the last card in the deck. So this one is telling you, create your reality. Create your reality. As hard as it can be to move forward and to be positive, especially in a time when it feels like nothing can be positive, we have to keep hope and we have to keep faith. There's a lot going on in this world right now. A lot of craziness, just a lot of sadness, but in that sadness there is also hope. Okay, I know it's easy for me to say because I'm sitting over here safe and sound in my home, but that's what I have for the people who are being, who are under attack right now. I have hope for them that, I don't know. I can't go beyond that because, again, I don't want to dive too political because I do want to keep this on a lighter side. We get enough and we see enough of what's happening around the world all over social media. So I want this to be like a little bit of a break in your timeline, a little bit of a respite from all the news. But that doesn't mean I'm not paying attention, and that doesn't mean I don't care. I call myself a lapsed Catholic, all right? But there are habits in me that die hard. And last night, while Sibling and I were watching a show about Lincoln, I literally did the entire rosary. So I never know if I'm doing it right or not, but I figure I go my way around. When I hit the beads that aren't actually the Hail Marys, I just kind of wing it, But I keep it prayerful. But I did that for the people of Ukraine, the people that are, who even as their country is being ran over, are staying resilient or are staying hopeful and positive that everything is going to turn out well for them and they can go home soon. So, and rebuild. So, sorry, no idea what that was, but yay. That's funny. One of my oils fell down. Rebirth. So maybe that was a sign, guys. So anyways, let's keep going. Keep it back to being positive, fresh, and all that good stuff. All right. Oh, that's so funny. I got this card this morning. Keep going. See, is that not a sign? That to me is a sign. Keep going. All right. And look, it's the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Yeah, except for the problem is when she got to the end, the guy wasn't actually a wizard, but it was not Hogwarts. Anyways, keep going. There are many times when we feel like we've had enough, done enough, and been through enough. These feelings of frustration are just reminders that we are not yet where we want to be, but we are on our way. Take a moment to count the small milestones that are contributing to the bigger picture. Sometimes we can be so focused on where we are not that we forget how far we've come. Right now, it is important that you continue to move forward no matter how small the steps may seem. You are on the right track and success will be inevitable. But if you allow yourself to dwell on the negative thoughts or put your energy into things that you cannot control, then you are more likely to buy into the illusion of being stuck. And it will be harder for you to move forward. So keep going, right? Like I said, I got it tattooed onto me. Ho'omau. Ho'omau, guys. Keep moving forward. Perseverance. Keep pushing forward. Excuse me. There must be a lot of messages trying to come up because all of a sudden, after having a morning of nothing in my throat is just like, it's trying to choke me. But this is what I was talking about earlier. If you keep yourself in a certain mindset, you are going to get stuck in a certain mindset. I literally have a post-it note that I wrote yesterday after yesterday's perspective. Right there that says choose to be happy. Not I choose to be happy. Choose to be happy. The reason I didn't include the I in there is because, sometimes I put that in. For me, for some reason, that's a hang up. It feels like I'm putting pressure on myself, right? But for some reason, when I just read choose to be happy, it feels like it's across the board. Not just for me, but for everybody. And I have to choose that. Last night, my body was really trying to fall back into old patterns. And by that I mean, there are times when, when you're just, you push down so much and then all of a sudden you can relax and everything feels like it's just coming up like a volcano that's about to burst, that's just about to erupt. I felt this like weird agitated feeling inside, and I knew it was something. And in the past, in the last chapter of my life, there were times, or the first book of my life, I should say. I'm in a whole new book now. Book 2, okay, of Shelley Marie. When I would get these feelings, sometimes, well, the majority of the time, I would give into it and I would just become very angry or upset. And even if I was just sitting here and then I would just be, it would be like all this anxiety and being overwhelmed would just be shooting out of me. And I didn't know what to do. So I would just sit there and I'd cry or I'd be upset or, but last night I felt it coming. And the first thing I said to myself was, no, I am choosing to be happy. I am choosing to move forward. That doesn't, like I said, that doesn't mean negativity won't come up. But instead of getting upset, I decided to take that energy and journal. And then I was struggling because I was making so many mistakes, right? I mean, when you're feeling that pressure, you're just kind of like, oh, and you can't write and nothing looks right and everything turns out wrong. But I think what I was trying to show myself was like, no, I'm not going to give in to that anymore. That's not who I am anymore. And I don't want to give in to that. So it was only the first day of really having to have dealt with that feeling, or the first time in this new book of my life. But I call it Floof 3.0, but Shelley Marie 2.0. So, I know it gets confusing, but it's that little, Floof is the little child in me that needs to be nurtured. It's the rebel in me. A tantrum thrower sometimes, I think. Anyways, awakening. Look at that. 26, awakening. So I love numbers, all right? I love numerology, I love numbers, I love all that stuff. 26 actually equals 8, and 8 is infinity. So I'm going to take a guess on this, that they labeled this card number 26 to correspond with the number 8. I could be wrong, but 8 is infinity. 8 is a very powerful and magical number, like the number 1 or 11 is. Or even 1111, but awakening is huge. Okay, so 26, awakening, and it's also towards the end of the deck. So these cards all lead up to something. The experiences, try that again. The experiences of a spiritual awakening can be as varied as life itself. For some, it is a series of seemingly random emotions. For others, it is a growing sensitivity to everyday events. And for many, it is simply having a desire to follow that which resonates with them in a higher vibration. There is no right or wrong way to go through this experience. You are only asked to remain as conscious and aware of yourself as possible, so that you may properly support yourself in the best way possible. Look at it as stepping outside of yourself to observe yourself and your life as a movie, as a movie that you get to co-create. Remember to ask, how does this person, place, thing, or situation feel to me? Then allow yourself to proceed accordingly. Trusting yourself is of the utmost importance during this time, because the more that you feel you can trust yourself, the easier it is to stay in your flow for all that comes your way. So, I don't know if anyone's putting this together, but these cards are really, so far, I'm probably going to pull a few more, but these cards, they're all guiding you in the same direction. We have the card that says create your own reality. Then the next card we get is telling you to keep going. And it's like the yellow brick road, right? You're creating your own reality, but don't give up on creating your own reality. We want things to happen like that. It doesn't necessarily happen like that. Then you have an awakening. When you create your own reality, when you follow your own path, when you keep going and don't give up, and you learn how to kind of just breathe in and focus in that moment to kind of dispel all of the craziness around you and just go inward for a little bit, you find that way to your awakening, to your enlightenment. And, I have to tell you, when I went through mine, I've been through mine in several stages, but when I came to the last part of it, I was like looking around. My older sibling Laura's just like, so what are you doing? I'm just like, I'm looking for the confetti, because I swear to you, this was such a shit show trying to get here. I swear there should be like a ticker tape parade out there for me. And she's like, well, give it time, we'll throw you one. You gotta love your siblings. But yeah, shadow work is what led me to my enlightenment, and it was rough. It was rough. It was hard. It was, I want to say not for the faint of heart, but I think it's something that everybody should be doing, because it helps you get to the core. It helps you get to the base of what it is and of who you are and what you are. And it can help you get rid of all the icky stuff. Shadow work is basically pulling yourself out of the shadows and, confronting all the bad things. And like I said, it's not easy. It can be a super shit show if you don't just go with the flow. And I could not. It was hard for me to go with the flow, because every time you think something's going to get better, you feel like you're being body slammed into the ground. But then you get up and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Maybe if I didn't resist so hard, it would have been okay. Also, while I was thinking of Choose to Be Happy, I remembered yesterday, for everybody that was watching, I couldn't think of what the island was. And then this morning, somebody was watching it and commented and said, the island of ... And I was like, what was it? It was the island of overthinking. I am almost positive it was the island of overthinking. And I think I just subconsciously forgot it, because I don't want to be in the island of overthinking anymore. I don't want to live there. I don't want to sit there. I don't want to be anywhere close to the island of overthinking. Blech. So, pretty sure that's what I was. Oh, here, we'll finish on this one. Gratitude, number 6. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That is so pretty. That looks like Mardi Gras in its own way. But actually, these are, I forgot what they're called. But they have bands from time to time that will just go around and play, and it's just, I don't know. It's I've always wanted to go to New Orleans, not necessarily during Mardi Gras, because lots of people, I think, would just blow my mind. That many people would just blow my mind. And, and for all, even my empaths out there, myself included, it's sometimes there's not enough to protect your energy from craziness. But at the same time, it feels like it's something you should experience at least once, right? Just walking up and down the French Quarter, being crazy with a bunch of people. So, it does look like a fun thing. It is on my bucket list, I'll be honest with you. At least just to go to New Orleans, just because I love history too. And there's some crazy ass history in that town. But yeah, so I'm going to finish off with gratitude, because I think gratitude is really kind of, I think it sums up all these other cards. Look how pretty they are. I mean, look, just when you spread them out, they're so colorful. I can't help it. I'm sorry. My brain is getting away from me here. So anyways, let's see here. Gratitude, second line. I guess that's what it's called. Second line. Oh, there it is. See? I was talking about it. Second line parades are a staple of New Orleans culture. The uplifting music and dance signify prevailing circumstances through celebration. Whether in celebration of marriage, death, or just the good times in between, second line parades always emphasize leaning on gratitude and appreciation, because all is never lost. This card signifies that it's time for you to remember to celebrate. Sometimes looking at the big picture and all of the steps between the beginning and the end can make it seem like you're on an overwhelmingly endless journey. Giving yourself moments to enjoy any accomplishment, even if just the fact that you're still trying, is reason enough to celebrate. So see, if you were still trying and you were still pushing forward, moving forward, if you're still in that keep going mode, celebrate yourself, because you haven't stopped. Remember, when you're moving forward, you're moving past a lot of things. So if you need to look back long enough to see how far you've come. Don't live there. Don't stare. Don't look at it like it's a train wreck, and you can't take your eyes off it. Just look at it long enough to see how far you've come. So that's one saying. The other saying that my mom used to love to tell me, which I'm actually looking up, that's why my eyes were looking up: don't look back, you're not going that way. She read it in a Reader's Digest a bazillion years ago, told that to me when I was in my 20s, and maybe even before that. I don't even know, but I remember it solely in my 20s. I had broken up with, I might have been my last boyfriend, so it was definitely in my 20s. But oh, I know, right? Hi, secrets. I'm an open book for most things. But she just told me, because, you're super sad. You're just, you've let something go that you knew wasn't working, but it's hard to let go sometimes. And, even with things that happened in the past. And I just remember her telling me, don't look back, you're not going that way. And she's all, you need to keep looking forward. Keep your eyes going forward. But I remember that, and it was great advice. And I always put her name under it because I thought it was hers, until one day she's like, no, that's not mine. I read it in a Reader's Digest, but she's all, I didn't see who wrote it. There was no name under it. So, but it was one of her favorites, and it was one of her favorites up until she passed. In fact, she told it to me right before she passed. She's all, just remember, after I die, don't look back, because you're not going that way. Just keep moving forward. So, great advice from a wonderful woman. So anyways, let's see. The more that you tap into your gratitude and appreciation, the sooner you will see things moving more quickly in your desired direction. Feel the music of life and dance a little. You're on your way, and you always have been. You're on your way, and you always have been. Don't give up on yourself. First and foremost, please, 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 do not give up on yourself. Sometimes it feels like it's easier to throw in the towel, but I've tried that, and I've tried that recently, and trust me, it doesn't work. It just puts you behind the 8 ball, and none of it's pretty. None of it's pretty. So, all right, let's see here. Mardi Gras fun facts. For those of you that do not know, Mardi Gras is actually French for Fat Tuesday. This morning I was laughing because a weatherman called it Plus Size Tuesday. I know, politically correct, I guess, or sarcasm, one of the two. But either way, I know, maybe I shouldn't have laughed, but I did, so deal with it. But anyways, excuse me. So I'm probably going to repeat some of this, but just off the top of my head, this is what I do know about Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is Fat Tuesday, and I remember growing up, and the reason I brought up being Catholic earlier, being a lapsed Catholic, was, like I said, I'm very metaphysically minded. My spirituality goes in a lot of different directions, but like I said, there are still some things about being Catholic that are hard for me to let go of. Every Tuesday before Lent, okay, Lent starts tomorrow on Ash Wednesday. Fat Tuesday is actually dependent. The day it lands on is dependent on when Easter lands on. Okay, so that's why Easter and Ash Wednesday and Mardi Gras are all moving targets. Okay, they're all moving targets. But it was a day where you just, I think, the parades and whatnot in New Orleans probably are very self-explanatory, but if you've never been there, or you're not familiar with the actual, or the original traditions of it, is that it was the day to do all the things. Not just, I mean, I have a fun fact for what it's supposed to be about, but in my lifetime, in my generation, it's been about, just doing all the things you wanted to do, because for Lent, you're supposed to give up something, which is basically sacrificing something, and not something all willy-nilly. Okay, like, oh yeah, well, I'm not going to go do this for like 46 days. It's supposed to be something you really appreciate. So if you're a person that goes to Starbucks every day, you would probably give up Starbucks every day for all those days. I did that once. That was so hard. I've given up soda when I used to drink it, because that was just, it was a crutch. It was a habit. I gave up swearing. I gave up swearing one year, and every time I would slip, I'd actually put money in a jar. So I struggled through that, but I will tell you, at the end of that, I ended up giving just around $100 to a animal charity. So I know. But that wasn't bad though, right? I mean, every time. So it was more in the beginning, and then at the end it was kind of like, okay. I mean, you hear my mouth now though, so obviously it didn't stick. But for those of you who do follow this, who do follow Lent or whatever, this could also be a good time of starting habits, good habits, because it's 46 days. I will explain why it's 46 days when most people think it's supposed to be the 40 days and 40 nights that Jesus spent in the desert, okay, observing that. But I will explain where 46 comes from down below on the chart of facts. But I have also found that it is a good time to start habits, good habits, because it takes 21 to 28 days to actually create a habit and make it stick. Well, try to make it stick. But so the whole point of the sacrifice is to give up something. Like Jesus traveled through, spent 40 days and 40 nights in the desert without food or water. Or I think that's how the story went. I'm sorry. It just, like I said, it's been a long time. I haven't been in Catholic school in a long time. But it's the sacrifice, right? It's supposed to be the sacrifice that you make. It's supposed to be about fasting. It's supposed to be about, every Friday we weren't allowed to eat red meat. Actually, my understanding was you're not supposed to eat red meat at all during Lent if you're Catholic, but they changed it to Fridays only. And then you could eat fish, you could eat all these other things. But yeah, so can't tell you how many hockey games I went to where I forgot, and it's like, whoops. So you're halfway through a hot dog. Well, I don't know, does a hot dog even count as meat? Anyways, I'm rambling. Sorry. So let's just get to some fun facts. All right. Mardi Gras, as I mentioned, is French for Fat Tuesday. The Mardi Gras celebration is an annual religious celebration that was added to the Gregorian calendar in 1582 by Pope Gregory XIII, the day before Ash Wednesday. Again, Ash Wednesday is when Lent actually begins. So today would be the day you just party hardy, and then tomorrow you're a saint for like 40 days, okay? Mardi Gras arrived in the very late 1600s with the Lemoyne, I think I said that right, the Lemoyne brothers, who came to protect France's claim on Louisiana. They introduced the locals to the celebration and celebrated on the Mississippi River. However, New Orleans had not yet been founded. So, again, New Orleans, it was a while before New Orleans would be founded. So, it was just a celebration in this territory, okay? Here's a fun fact. Now that you know that New Orleans hadn't been discovered yet, or founded yet, the original Mardi Gras in America actually began where? Think about it. I know nobody's probably going to answer, but if you shout it out loud, you're probably going to know. I have a friend named Heather who lives in Alabama who told me this, because she's a mutual friend of a friend. And we were texting one day and she's like, did you know, because it was Fat Tuesday, she's like, did you know Mardi Gras did not start in New Orleans? I'm like, what? Here we go. The original Mardi Gras in America actually began in Mobile, Alabama in 1703. And yes, much of Mobile still shuts down for the once French Catholic holiday that is now celebrated around the world. So, yes, that's right. It actually, the first noted celebration, like actual noted celebration, true celebration of Mardi Gras was actually in Mobile, Alabama, not New Orleans. Although New Orleans has made it famous. Beaded necklaces are the most visible symbols and souvenirs of Mardi Gras. I had a note in here because I'm curious. So if anybody's watching this, please comment and let me know. It says the colorful beaded necklaces are the most visible symbols and souvenirs of Mardi Gras. My question was, were they meant to represent the rosary? Right? You're throwing them everywhere. So you're like throwing your godlessness everywhere, right? Like it's just like, woo, before we have to settle down and be all saintly. So I was just curious if it was supposed to represent the rosary, because if you see a lot of the beads, not a lot of the beads will actually have something hanging down below them. But when I thought about it, it's like, why beads? Who would come up with the idea of beads? I mean, seriously, who came up with the idea of beads? And so I'm just wondering if it's supposed to have been some sort of representation of the rosary. Also, in New Orleans and in other, I don't know, wherever people want to do it, one of the Mardi Gras celebration traditions is the Mardi Gras cake. I don't know if they call it the Jesus cake or the Mardi Gras cake. So the thing is, one person bakes a cake and they put a tiny little baby Jesus in there, right? A little tiny, they put it somewhere in the cake. You mix it into the batter and then you put it in the cake, and whoever gets the baby Jesus in their slice of cake has to make the cake for the next year. And don't miss that, because if you don't bake the cake the next year, you're in trouble. It's a tradition. It's supposed to be lucky, all that good stuff. I actually saw that on a rerun show that I watch. It's a reality show of police in some, oh gosh, what do they call the one of the, I can't remember. You know, everybody divides their cities into counties and all that, but they have a different name for it down there. I don't want to say quarter, but a show down there was just fun. I mean, some of these people, wow, it's like a whole different country down there. So the colors of Mardi Gras are purple, gold, and green. Purple stands for justice, gold stands for power, and green stands for faith. Mardi Gras reflects the practice of the last night to eat rich, fatty foods before the ritual Lenten sacrifices of the Lenten season. So there you go. It's your last time to drink, and be merry. Mardi Gras is more than just a day. It is a season. Carnival season begins on 12th night, which is January 6th, and ends on Fat Tuesday. So it's Carnival or Carnival, okay, because it's French, right? But yeah, so it's more than just a day. I learned that. That was a fun fact for me too, because I had no idea. Mardi Gras may have had pagan roots. Seriously, what doesn't? But Christmas, Halloween, you know, Mardi Gras may have had pagan roots going back to the Roman spring festivals. I don't remember when I was talking about it, but I know in one of my perspectives last month, I believe it was, we were talking about like Lupercalia and all those. They believe it may have its roots in there. Not necessarily that Mardi Gras spawned from there, because it's a spring festival and Mardi Gras seems to be more tied into actual religion, but or the French Catholic religion. But they believe that a lot of the practices and the celebrations, the dancing, the parades, all that may have been where it had its roots in those particular holidays from, you know, the ancient Roman days. Their spring rituals. So masks during Mardi Gras. Apparently, it's illegal to ride on a float and not wear a mask. I know. I've never been to New Orleans, never seen a Mardi Gras parade. I couldn't tell you if anyone's ever done it or not. But apparently it's illegal to ride on a float and not wear a mask. The original purpose of the mask was to rid society of its constraints for a day, allowing different classes and groups to mingle freely throughout the celebrations. Fat Tuesday is dependent on where Easter lands. Lent, Ash Wednesday, begins 46 days before Easter. Now, here's the fun fact, because this is the last one. We're all taught that Lent is supposed to represent the 40 days and 40 nights that Jesus was in the desert, right? That's why we give up our sacrifices for 40 days and whatnot. I always felt like it felt longer. But my mom was so adamant. No, it's only 40 days. No, it's only 40 days. And I think we just took it as being 40 days because that's what we were told, right? Turns out it's about 46 or 47 days, depending on where everything lands on the calendar that year. And it's 46 days because, or 47, depending. I read it in two different places. Monday through Saturday is when Easter is celebrated. I mean, not Easter, sorry, when Lent is observed. Pardon me. Monday through Saturday is when Lent is observed. Sunday does not count because Sunday is considered to be a day of celebration. So there is where you get basically your 40-something days, all right? So, those are your fun facts. My favorite fun fact in all of that is that, and I'm being honest when I say this, my favorite fun fact in all of that is that Mardi Gras actually started in Alabama. Not because it started in Alabama, but because, all these years, for so much of many of our lives, if we don't live in the South or we don't live anywhere near the South, A lot of us have always thought, oh no, it's a New Orleans tradition. New Orleans, boom, they put it on the map. From what I was reading yesterday when I was doing this research, New Orleans was founded about 15 years later, after the first Mardi Gras, or after the first celebrations of the Lemoyne brothers. So I can't remember which it was. I'm pretty sure that it was founded, well, it was still the early 1700s, okay? Here's my point. It was a while before New Orleans would ever really kind of put it on the map for everybody else and make it the huge celebration that it is. You know, it can be fun. It can be crazy, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a lot of shenanigans that go on down there. But I still think it would be something that people should experience at least once in their life, right? I think it's, you know, sometimes we put too much stigma on certain things and we forget how to have fun. And I think today is to remind us how to have fun. And I think even if you are the person that does give something up, you know, that's one of my things that I still haven't let go of. I still do my sacrifice during Lent. I don't observe any of the other traditions, but I do that because my mom would always ask me, I know you don't go to church anymore. I know you don't do this, but what are you giving up for Lent? So I still do it for her. I still carry that on for her because that's my way of honoring my mom. And, well, one of the many ways I try to honor my mom, but she was very Catholic. She was very, she, you know, what more can I say, right? She was very Catholic, but she would ask me, what are you giving up for Lent? So I am actually giving up fast food for Lent. I did it for the entire month of February, and I'm going to do it for Lent because I need to create better habits. And I think taking care of my body and taking care of my mind and soul is also a good way to show my higher powers that I do care about what they've given me, that I do care about this life that I am living, and that I do want to spread more positivity and, you know, just come from a good place, right? That's my thing. That may not be everybody's thing, but like I said, I got a ticker here that I got to take care of. It's running great, want to keep her running great. And so I need to show my gratitude by doing that. I do plan on having some sort of celebration today. I don't know what. But anyways, whatever you do today, please, please, please go out there, be safe, be careful, be responsible. All right. If you are just watching this by chance in Mobile, Alabama, or in New Orleans, please be extra cautious and be extra careful. All right. Mind your stuff, mind your pockets. I'm telling you, mind your pockets. I've had people that have gone to Mardi Gras and it was not pretty. There's, you know, where there is fun and good, there are also sadly lost souls that like to take advantage of people. So just be careful. Okay. Party responsibly. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. All my Catholics out there, party up, kids, because tomorrow's Lent. Tomorrow, Ash Wednesday, and Lent begins. So, yeah, have a great, great day, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have fun today. You know, just add a little bit of extra life, right? Every so often when I used to work in an office, you know, we would buy beads. We'd come in, we'd throw them into everybody's offices, or, you know, I mean, we had to be a little careful because somebody threw one at me and it hit me in the face. But I don't think they expected me to turn around. They were aiming for my desk, but it was funny. I mean, nobody got hurt. Fortunately, I had my glasses on that day, so all good. But yeah, but just have fun, be responsible, be careful, and look out for one another. Okay. Tomorrow I will be back for Self-Care Wednesday. Self-Care Wednesday, we're going to cover the 7 rules of life. You know, it's a suggestion mostly, but I think these are really good things. Some of them I actually used in my Self-Care December. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow's perspective and sharing all that with you guys. So one last time, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Happy Mardi Gras. Happy Fat Tuesday. Take care of yourselves. Go out there. Have fun. Excuse me. Enjoy your Tuesday. I will see you back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Facebook Live. It is public. Anybody can watch. Or you can watch the replay on YouTube under the Aloha Perspective with Shelly Marie. Okay. Thank you so much and have a wonderful, wonderful day.